Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course on modern web development. Today, we're going to dive into Tailwind CSS, a modern CSS framework that has become incredibly popular among developers. So what is Tailwind CSS? It is a utility-first CSS framework that provides low-level CSS classes to build custom designs directly in your HTML or JSX. Unlike traditional CSS frameworks like Bootstrap or Foundation, Tailwind doesn't come with predefined components. Instead, it offers utility classes that make it easy to style your components without writing your custom CSS in separate file. So some of the benefits of using Tailwind CSS. First of all, it's rapid styling. It allows you to style your components quickly by applying utility classes directly in your markup. By that I mean HTML. Customization. Highly customizable through configuration, allowing you to define your own color schemes, spacing, and many more stuff. Consistency. It promotes consistent design across your entire application, so it's very convenient to work with Tailwind as a whole. And also, responsive design. It has built-in support for responsive design through breakpoint prefixes, which we will discuss later in the lesson today. Tailwind provides a wide range of utility classes for common CSS properties like margin, padding, color, typography, and more. For example, instead of writing custom CSS, you can directly apply your classes to JSX by just writing background dot blue or text dash center or p-4, which stands for padding, and etc. Directly to your elements. So now let's set up our Tailwind CSS in our React project. Let's navigate to GitHub codespaces that we used earlier in the course. Everything is loaded now, so let's install Tailwind. I'm gonna copy the command from our lesson, which you can also find there, and you simply copy this line in your terminal and run it. Okay, so explanation that this D thingy, it installs these packages as development dependencies, and it installs PostCSS and autoprefixer, which are required for processing Tailwind CSS. So after we installed our dependencies, let's actually initialize our Tailwind CSS, so it will create a bunch of files which we will work with. This creates a tailwind.config.js file for customization, and the p flag also generates a postcss.config.js file. So let's configure Tailwind to remove unused styles in production. So let's go to tailwind config.js, and we're simply gonna paste this code here, and we added this content. Now we're going to create a new file called index.css in our source folder to import some Tailwind stuff. So index.css. Oh, my bad. Okay, it already exists. I forgot that React already provides those. So we simply have to copy this command and paste it right on the top, which you can also find in the lesson documentation. And now we have to import the CSS file in our application. So in source/index.js, we have to import it at the top. Oh, I think it already imported. Yes, so we're good. Okay. And once again, if you're using Create React App, no additional configuration is needed, and you're pretty much done. And now let's dive deeper and explore the Tailwind CSS configuration. So let's take a moment to explore the tailwind.config.js file in particular. And the configuration file allows you to customize Tailwind's default settings. Some of the key sections include content, which is here. It specifies the paths to all of your template files, and Tailwind uses this to purge unused styles in production. Next, theme allows you to extend or override the default theme settings like colors, fonts, spacing, etc. So you can customize the theme across your whole application. And plugins right here, you can add Tailwind plugins to extend its functionality, which is also pretty cool. So we can add custom colors or override existing ones. So let's actually play with it, and we're gonna copy this code again, and we're gonna paste it right here. So as you can see, we imported some colors, so primary and secondary colors, and now we can use beige dash primary or text dash secondary in our classes. Okay, now we've set up our Tailwind CSS. Let's use it to style our React components. So we can apply Tailwind utility classes directly to our JSX elements, which makes it so much easier to customize our application. So let's navigate to app.js first, and we're gonna copy this code and paste it right here. So as you can see, we use some Tailwind here. So instead of writing custom CSS code, we can directly input it in our markup language. So we applied some custom settings such as background, padding, and also white color for the text. And also we defined some class name with text and font, and gave it the value of bold. And we also can create responsive design with Tailwind. So I'm not gonna do anything here. I'm just gonna simply pass example code how we can modify our files so it will be responsive on medium devices such as phones, tablets, and overall. So yeah, we just use MD and then we apply custom style here after the colon, and same for large if we want to make our app responsive to large devices. So some of the examples of styling components: let's create a button in our source folder. We're gonna call it button.js. Okay, and now we're gonna play with some components and give it a background of primary, which we defined in our tailwind.config.js. We're gonna make a hover, which will use primary dark. We're also gonna assign a white color to the text and give it a bold font, and apply some of padding pixels and make the button rounded, and it's gotta say click me. Okay, so here's our component. We're not gonna export it for now. I just wanted to show you an example of how we can customize and create different components, and same with cards. So for this, I'm just gonna copy the example code and paste it here so you can also customize it and just explore. Ignore those red lines. I know it's incorrect because we didn't export and we have some mistakes, but once again, I just want to show you some examples. So okay, yeah, here you can see we applied different class names such as rounded, overflow, hidden. We applied some shadows and other class names with pixels and padding. And actually, I want to show you one of my startups that I built in July, which is called Exocarify. And you can see how we can leverage Tailwind CSS to build custom apps. So this entire thing was built using Tailwind and some other libraries such as ShadCN UI, which we will explore later in the course. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It has a lot of animations and transitions, and it just makes app looks way better. So yeah, you can leverage Tailwind for that. Okay, so great job today. We've learned what Tailwind CSS is and why it's beneficial for our applications. We set up Tailwind CSS in our React project and explored some configuration file and how to customize the theme. Also, we applied utility classes to style React components efficiently. In the next lesson, we'll dive deeper into styling components and building responsive layouts using Tailwind CSS. We'll also explore best practices and how to organize your classes for maintainability and use it for our production. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out to me using my social media, which is attached on the website. And happy hacking. Thank you.